You'll hear people talking a lot about the core and the importance of the core, and it is important. It's important because on most exercises that you do, you need a solid, stable core. I have a video on how to breathe properly so that you can ensure that your core is stable. But your core is not just your abs. That's what a lot of people think. Your core is also a whole bunch of stuff that goes on back here. There's this thing, this chain of muscles called your posterior chain that runs from your occipital all the way down to across your knees. Okay, so it's hamstrings, glutes, erector spinae, and then it's got your rhomboids and your trapezius and all these muscles that help work to stand us up and give us a good posture. Well, one way to work the erector spinae muscles is to use a back extension machine. So, first things first, when you're getting on this machine, make sure that you put your hands on the handles first and step over it so that you're in position. Different machines are all a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same. I want you to be stable when you mount, okay? You put your feet up on the platform, so what's going to happen is my foot is resting against the platform and my heel is also resting against the platform because I'm going to be bending forward and I need something to resist my tendency to topple over. Some people get frightened that they might topple over. Don't worry, these machines are designed with that in mind. You're not going to topple the machine over, okay? So you stand up, you do this on both sides, and what I've done is I've made sure that the machine is adjusted so that right at the pivot point on my pelvis is right where the seat ends, okay? So I'm not going to be restricted. The seat doesn't come past the pivot point so that I'm restricted and I have to round my lower back, okay? I want to be able to keep my lower back straight. And what I'm going to do from here is, I'm going to put my hands up by my head. I can also hold on to weight if this is too easy for me. I'm going to keep my legs straight. I'm going to bend down. I'm going to pause briefly at the bottom. And I'm going to breathe out. Pause briefly at the top. Down, breathe in. And out. In. Out. In. Out. So, not only am I working my erector spinae, but I'm also working my glutes and my hamstrings. I keep my knees almost locked because I really want to engage the hamstrings. The more that my knees bend, the less they'll be engaged. And I want to work that whole posterior chain. Things to remember. When I come over, I stop at the bottom. I want my spine to traction, to pull apart, because usually I'm doing things like deadlifts, and squats, and lunges, and those are all compressive on my spine. You know, even me myself, I've lost an inch of height in the 14 years that I've been weightlifting. So there's compressive forces that need to be balanced out by tractioning forces, and this is a great opportunity to do that. So at the bottom of the lift, traction, stop for a sec, then come up and squeeze and stop for a sec. So stop at the bottom, stop at the top. Make sure your posture's straight. That means your head too. Your head doesn't dip, and your head doesn't come back through the whole range of motion, okay? You breathe in when you go down, out when you come up. Really focus on squeezing the glutes, pulling the hamstrings, and then really engaging the muscles that run alongside of your spine. Squeeze and open your chest up, okay? So this is practicing good posture. It's a great exercise for that. So there it is, machine back extension.